Do you ever have that feeling when you're putting in all the work, doing everything you're supposed to be doing, but somehow you're still stuck in the same spot? Meanwhile, it seems like everyone around you is getting promoted, landing raises, or finding these amazing opportunities that you've never even heard of before. I've been there. And let me tell you, career growth isn't just about grinding harder. It's about noticing opportunities that are literally sitting right in front of you that most people completely miss. That's what we're diving into today. Those hidden career opportunities that could be right under your nose. Because once you start seeing them, trust me, everything changes. So first, let's talk about skills. And I'm not talking about those skills in your job description. I'm talking about those skills nobody told you to learn. Here's what I've noticed in my career, and maybe you've seen this too. The people who grow the fastest aren't waiting for someone to tell them what to do.
I say it like this: if you can tell me what to do, then you can tell me what to do. But if you can't tell me what to do, you can't tell me what to do.
They're figuring it out themselves. I want to highlight 3 skills that are always in demand, no matter what industry you're in. First, public speaking and communication. I can't stress this enough. If you can communicate your ideas clearly and confidently, you immediately stand out. I remember when I first started in my legal career, I was terrified of speaking up in meetings. But once I pushed myself to get comfortable with it, doors started opening. Then second, there's project management and leadership skills. Even if you don't have manager in your title, showing that you can take initiative and organize work makes you incredibly valuable. It's about taking ownership of outcomes, not just tasks. And third, digital literacy and tech skills. Listen, I don't care what field you're in, knowing how to leverage new tools efficiently gives you an edge. And I'm not saying you need to become a programmer overnight, but staying curious about new tech keeps you relevant. The real difference I've seen between people who stay stuck and people who continuously grow is pretty simple. One group is passive, waiting to be told what to learn. The other is proactive, identifying valuable skills before anyone has to tell them. Now, I have a quick question for you. When was the last time you actively worked on developing a skill that wasn't assigned to you by your boss or required for your current role? All right, now let's talk about something that made a huge difference in my own career: visibility. Here's a hard truth that took me way too long to learn. Doing great work isn't enough if no one knows about it. Now, I used to think if I just keep my head down and work hard, eventually someone will notice and reward me. Does this sound familiar? Well, I wish that were true, but reality check. The people who move up are usually the ones who make their contributions known. Let me share a personal story. During my time in the legal world, I love doing the behind the scenes work. I like researching law, drafting correspondence and motions. I took pride in being thorough and meticulous, but I was also quiet about my contributions. Then one day, I was in a meeting and heard a colleague essentially take credit for research I had done over a weekend when everyone else said they couldn't help. That was my wake-up call. I realized that by flying under the radar, hoping my boss would just naturally recognize my efforts, I was actually doing myself a disservice. Now, if you don't speak up and advocate for yourself by being visible, someone else might take that spotlight, giving the impression they put in the hard work that was actually yours. So how do you increase your visibility without coming across as arrogant? Here's what worked for me. Start speaking up in meetings. You don't have to dominate the conversation, but share your ideas, ask thoughtful questions, and actively contribute. Your perspective matters. Volunteer for those high visibility projects. When leadership can see your work directly, you'll be top of mind when new opportunities come around. And position yourself as a resource. Help your colleagues, mentor newer employees, and show that your value extends beyond your job description. Being seen is just as important as being good at what you do. And sometimes that means stepping outside your comfort zone. Now let's talk about networking, but not the awkward business card swapping kind. Real networking isn't about collecting contacts, it's about building genuine relationships that open doors. The biggest mistake I see people make: only reaching out when they need something. We've all gotten that message from someone we haven't heard from in years who suddenly wants a favor, right? Don't be that person. Instead, try this approach. Check in with your former colleagues and mentors regularly, not just when you're job hunting. Share interesting articles, congratulate them on achievements, or just catch up over coffee occasionally. Next, give before you ask. Offer insights, resources, or connections to others first. When you establish yourself as someone who adds value, people naturally want to help you too. And get involved in professional groups, LinkedIn discussions, and industry events. But don't just attend, participate. Share your knowledge, ask questions, and be present. I found my current position through someone I had helped with a small project years earlier. You never know where your next opportunity will come from, but I guarantee this. If you're not actively building relationships, you're missing out on countless hidden opportunities. So to wrap this all up, career growth isn't just about waiting for a promotion or a tap on the shoulder. It's about putting yourself in a position where opportunities naturally find you. It's about developing skills that set you apart, making sure your contributions are visible, and building relationships before you even need them. These might sound like small shifts, but they make all the difference between feeling stuck and continuously growing in your career. I'd love to know which of these resonates most with you. Is it developing new skills, becoming more visible, or building better relationships? Drop it in the comments. And if this video helped you think differently about your career growth, hit that like button so more people can discover it. Don't forget to subscribe because next time we're talking about something super important, burnout. We'll cover how to recognize the hidden signs and what to do before it completely takes over your life.